Good morning, church. I'm Sam, for those of you who didn't catch that. I haven't been here very long, so please be nice to me. Thanks. I want to unpack a Bible story with you guys today. So why don't we dive straight into Luke chapter 8, verse 22. One day, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side of the lake." So they got into a boat and set out. As they sailed, he fell asleep. A squall came down on the lake. Anybody know what a squall is? I thought this was meant to be in English. According to Wikipedia, it is halfway between a squeal and a bawl, spelt B-A-W-L. It's a localized storm. A squall came down on the lake, so that the boat was being swamped, and they were in great danger. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Master, Master, we're going to drown." He got up and rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storm subsided, and all was calm. "Where is your faith?" he asked his disciples. In fear and amazement, they asked one another, "Who is this? He commands even the winds and the waters, and they obey him." So, I don't know about you, but I went to Sunday school, and I have heard this story countless times. And the way I see it is this, that the disciples get on a boat with Jesus onto a lake. Jesus falls asleep. Storm comes down. Disciples get scared. They wake Jesus, ask him for help, and he calms the storm, and all is all right. Sounds simple, right? There's just one niggling thing about this story to me, and that's Jesus' response. Where is your faith? But my question is, Jesus, what were the disciples meant to do? I mean, there was a storm, that wasn't their fault, and they came to you, asked you for help, and you saved them, and then they worshipped you. Isn't that the ultimate Christian success story? Isn't that what our response is meant to be in a time of storm? And yet Jesus' response isn't one of commendation, but one of challenge. Where is your faith? But how many of you know that we're not called to be like the disciples? Who are we called to be like? Jesus was sleeping. Hold that thought, we're going to come back to that. But first, where is your faith? I want to challenge you guys this morning. Where is your faith? Not how big is your faith, but where is your faith? I have come to realize that I am a man of great faith, but that faith is often misplaced. I've got an exam tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous, but I've prepared quite hard for the last few months. I'm quite smart. I know what I'm doing. God, please help me in this exam. Or I'm meeting a friend to talk about Jesus tomorrow. It's a big moment, but I know my Bible. I know who God is. I'm quite good at answering questions. I should be all right. God, please help me in this conversation. Do you see the problem? Where is my faith? It's in myself and my preparation. I'm not saying don't prepare for your exams, guys, but is that where my faith is meant to be? I want you to imagine you're going on a date, and you decided to go for a picnic date, because picnic dates are cute, right? And it's quite a big date, because you're planning to propose. So you start getting everything ready together. You get the picnic blanket, the cherry tomatoes, the Scotch eggs, the sandwiches. I don't know what you guys have in your picnics. Everything's got to be perfect, right? And then you start to worry, was a picnic date really such a good idea? Because it's quite weather dependent, and you kind of want it to be sunny. But it's okay, the Met Office says it's going to be sunny. Are you filled with confidence? I would be so worried, because you cannot trust the British weather forecast. You are having a picnic, it is going to rain. This is how British weather works. Welcome to our country, guys, where the weather is nearly as miserable as we are. So often, we are anxious and worried because we put our hope in things that we're not meant to. For me, it's often myself and my own ability. It might be your financial security. It might be your social stability. It might even be your God-given gifts. Good as these things are, they will not deliver you in of themselves. As the psalm puts it rather hauntingly when talking about idols made of silver and gold, they have eyes but cannot see, ears but they cannot hear. They look like they can deliver, they promise so much, but when you really need them, they can't. Where is your faith? Now, Jesus was sleeping. I do not know how you could sleep through a storm of that scale. I only know two people who have slept through a storm of that scale. They're both in the Bible. One of them is Jonah, and the other is Jesus. And hands up if you've tried to sleep when you're anxious. Does it work? No. Jesus must have been pretty peaceful. How did he have so much peace in the middle of a storm? It's because he knew who his Father was. He knew his Father wasn't going to let him drown. He had nothing to be worried about. In Mark's Gospel, when it tells the same story, the question the disciples asked Jesus is, "Lord, don't you even care that we're going to drown?" Jesus knew his Father cared. He had nothing to be afraid of. His hope was in God, and God can deliver. So maybe our response shouldn't so much be, "God, I have a problem," as, "Problem, I have a God." But please don't be like me. If you're like me, you're sitting in the audience right now going, oh no, I haven't got enough faith. I can't even ask God to help me because I shouldn't be worried in the first place. Oh, what is my life? My life is a mess. Please don't be like me. God knows what's going on up here. There's no need to put on a front. In fact, God loves it when we're honest with him. Why don't you ask God? You say to him, "God, I'm not sure I have enough faith. I'm really worried about this. Please help me." And don't you dare think that he isn't going to help you because you haven't got enough faith. Jesus calmed that storm, all right. But as you get real with Jesus, you open your heart to let him come in and minister to you and give you peace like Jesus had. And your faith will be made stronger because of it. Thank you for listening.